Okay, so we finished going around the outsides of the letters, just bringing the actual letters themselves forward a bit. Because I'm going to stitch this strap to the back strap, I'm thinking we probably need to put in a stitch line and a border. Okay, I'm just going to go around and put the stitch lines in. It's a bit hard here where we skived it, because it hasn't got much of the letter, so I might have to leave it there like that. You get the idea there, and obviously the stitching aren't going to be that fair. The stitching's going to be up to about there anyway. So let's forget our other piece and we work out whereabouts that's going to attach. So probably about there. So the stitching is going to start about here. Just make a mark for the first one. And probably the last one on each side. And then we can get our stitching wheel again. And taking that out. Picking up that hole with one of the, and just marking out this where the stitches are going to go in that groove. Being very careful to stay within the groove. This strap's going to have it stitched onto the back leather. I'm also going to have some rivets in to hold it around here where the centerpiece, where the D shackle is going to be, and possibly on the ends just for extra strength. But for now we'll just mark out where the stitch holes are going to go. This time I'll probably, instead of punching the holes, just use the awl to make them, because I've got some finer thread. Come up to that last hole. Oops. Turn around to the other side. So as I said, I've got some finer thread, so there's not great big holes in here, and so it actually holds nice and tightly. I'm going to try and use, it's finer thread but it's stronger thread. It's not wax thread that I've bought, because I really don't want, this is going to obviously have a dog on it, and so we want it to be fairly tough, especially seeing as apparently Otti pulls when he walks. So I want to make the collar as tough as I can so that it doesn't fall apart after first use. Alright, there we go for that. I'm still thinking in this part here we need some sort of decoration. Maybe just pattern, I'm not sure. I'll have a think about it and then get back to you. So, as you can see here, I've added some accents and some background, just using one of my tools, and just to give it a little bit of effect, so that when the antiquing gel goes into it, it'll pick up, and you know, it'll be my maker's mark, and all the way down to that strap there. So as you can see there, Otti the Rotty. So we're almost there. Now I've just got to start thinking about patterns for the back piece and what we're going to do on that. So I'll go away and have a think and see what's happening. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've punched these holes either side of the D shackle, and as you can see, it sort of raises up a little bit, and I've marked the holes, as you can see, underneath as well. And so basically what's going to happen there, there's going to be rivets through the holes holding them in position, so it's nice and tight. Okay, so we got most of this together. As you can see, I did a little bit of decorating around the end there. I've just used a camouflage tool and a cedar. It was this one, I think, and a cedar. I've just gone around the edges there. I used one of my rolls, embossing rolls, and I got some barbed wire in there, just as a bit of a personal joke to Jamie, because I said I'd make it with barbed wire because I didn't like big dogs. It was just a funny thing. I'm actually waiting for the studs to turn up, the spikes. I've got some, but I've got two different sizes. I've got a large one ordered as well. So until I get those, I don't really want to position them. Basically we're going to have them here, but I'll have them in a pattern, longer ones and shorter ones. So probably the next thing I need to do is just clean up these edges and things like that. So let's take this all apart and maybe start with the bottom one. So cleaning these up and just make them rounded. Obviously leave my roll out again. And this one and this one. So just the edging tool here, and then I'll smooth it off. On the other side, because the studs are going to be coming through and things like that, I'm actually toying with the idea of actually buying some lining thread, fabric, just so that the back sides of the studs and everything, the stitches and things, don't rub against the dog. But alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up these sides. Fine, back again. I've been waiting for some gold spikes to turn up in the mail. I've got these little ones, but the ones I've ordered are slightly longer. I was going to do a pattern of short ones and long ones on this collar. They said they'd be here by yesterday. They're not here yet, so I'm going to press along. Just use these ones here. These are a little bit different than the normal ones I use. These, you can see, basically are a split pin, and so I've had to buy a different tool, so you can see there, for setting them. So basically that goes over the top and it bends them over, and so they're back into the leather. The other reason I was balking on using these ones is the thickness of this leather. They only just come through the end, so where are we? Only just come through, so I wasn't sure if they'd be long enough. The ones I'd ordered are actually Chicago screws, where the stud goes on top and there's a screw goes in the bottom. You can screw it up and you screw it in tight. But I thought for today what I'll do is at least get the holes, because I wasn't sure even if the other ones, the holes would be the same size. But because I'm running out of time, I want to get this finished. Jamie was on the phone yesterday saying, "Hey, how's the collar going?" And I said, "Oh, it's all secret, can't tell you." So I want to get it finished so I can just take it to work. And so, I don't know, I'm just planning here whether, I was thinking every inch, put one, so that sort of comes out 1, 2, 3. That might be a bit close, so what if we go every 2 inches? So starting at the end there, the first one would be about there, and then 4, 6. That's probably a better spacing. Every 2 inches. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't know. Put a few more of these down. One there, one there, one there. It'd be nice if they'd sit in the right spot. Oh, I'm in two minds now. 2 inches or 1 inch. I suppose I can always put the holes in at 2 inches, and then if the longer ones come in around the middle pit here I can actually put some of the long ones in between, so that might make up for it. So let's start off with a hole every inch, every 2 inches, and go with that. So let's just pop those back over there. I'll grab one just to see what size the hole needs to be. Get one of my punches. Probably about that size. If not, what's the next one? That's one up and one down. What's this one? That's probably that one. Let's start with a smaller one though, because you can always go bigger. And so these things don't bounce all over the place, we'll pop these back in the bag as well. Okay, making the lid there for a second. Don't need that bit for a second. It's just this one. Alright, so if we start up at the end here, I probably want them just shy of the thing, so mark out where they should be. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Do the same at the other side. What I might do is just to make sure, I don't know, you have them staggered maybe. No, I think the same. So, get them in the same place. Okay, let's get a thumping. Mallet. Yeah, I think I've said once before, I mean, a lot of thumping in this pastime. Here's our first one. Let's just see if these do fit through. Nice and safe. Oh yeah, just like I bought one. Look at that. I've just thought of another problem I might have as well. Normally for setting these things, I've got a little handball. Which is fairly much flat. I suppose this one would do. Yeah, the one I use for the Dimentis might suffice. Oh yeah, that'll hold it. Not a problem. Problem solved. Alright, so they fit, and actually they come through quite enough. Don't know if you can see that. So we'll continue along with that size hole. Camera's moving. about these little bits that actually come out of the punch. I'm sure there's going to be use for them somewhere. Still thinking about that. So, anyone got any ideas? Make comment. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There, alright. Let's do the other side. And one for the road. Alright, there's our holes. All sorted out for our studs. So, cleaned up the sides yesterday. We're almost ready for, I suppose, colouring and dyeing. As I said, I'm thinking of doing this mahogany to go with the gold. I'm hoping it's going to go nicely with the dog. We'll see. So that's probably the next thing I'll do. I'll take them outside now and I'll glove up and hit them with some mahogany. If I can find mahogany. There we go. So some mahogany antiquing gel. Hopefully it'll go into all the nooks and crannies and give it a nice effect. So let's go and see what happens outside.